Alright, here in this video we'll create a thumbnail gallery plugin. So once we upload our product in this gallery section, the default WordPress way of displaying those gallery images will be in this format, like 4 per row. So I have 6 images including the excluding the main image. Now what I did is I created a plugin, and that plugin just adds the 4 images in one row, and if you want to see more, just click on this arrow, you'll find. And there is highly customizable. We can even customize it, displaying it instead of 4 we can make display of 6 or let's say 5. And if I refresh the page, you'll find the gallery image 5 per row, and also the slider is available. If I click on it, you'll find the main image gets changed. Of course, the zoom feature is still available. We what Just to give you an overview, what we are going to do is we will replace the old Flexslider. So this is called Flexslider, which WooCommerce default gives you. We are going to replace it with our Swiper.js. So this is Swiper.js. As you see, it's working similar to what the old Flexslider does. Flexslider is actually a jQuery plugin, and also Swiper.js is also a modern JavaScript plugin. Even WordPress recommends Swiper.js. Cool. That's enough with the intro. Now I'll just show you how are we going to create this plugin. Make sure you add the product images over here, and for the first and foremost thing, we are going to use an external library called Swiper.js. So this Swiper.js comes with comes with CDN of JS and CSS that we have to link to our plugin. That's the first thing. And the second thing is we have to customize the Swiper.js with the help of JavaScript. So what do I mean by that? We can configure the Swiper.js based on the requirement. So if client wants a 5 per row, 6 per row, or 3 per row, you can easily customize it. So that's the second block of work that we are going to do. And the third work is we would be customizing the product thumbnail page. So what you see here is actually a page in WooCommerce core folder system. So that file is product-thumbnail.php that we are going to modify. Before that, let me just show you what exactly is inside product-thumbnail.php that makes this element display. So consider it's a file. This file gets the images, these images, in the form of attachment. So that's the only thing that you need to understand. We are going to open a file which is inside WooCommerce core plugin. Then get into templates, where you'll find a single product. Inside single product, you'll find product thumbnails. So product thumbnails is a file responsible for displaying the thumbnail just below the main folder. The folder structure is very simple. So now you see we just need the attachment. So first we are getting all the attachments. Even the images are stored into WP post table in the post type of attachment. If it is page, the post type is page. If it is product, the post type is product. If it is post, the post type is post. If it is custom post type, the post type is post. And if it is image, the post type is attachment. So that's why we are getting the number of images in the form of attachment ID. So we have got the attachment ID. So these are an array. Now we are storing it, and we are just displaying it with the help of for each loop with this function. So this function is responsible for displaying these HTML in the list item, into list item. So these are unordered list. If I get it to inspect and show you, these are actually unordered list. Inside unordered list, you'll find list item. So these are coming from this particular function. So this particular function is loaded inside includes folder. Inside includes folder, you'll find custom template, WC template function. Just open it, and if you look for this function, it will be defined on this includes folders file. So as said, it is using Flexslider. So this is the configuration required for Flexslider. We are not going to use the Flexslider. We just want the understanding of whenever we override product-thumbnail.php, we need attachment ID. So that's the only requirement that you need to understand. Later we can simply create a new let's create a new plugin first. So let me deactivate the old one so it doesn't conflict with our current plugin. Now let me get into plugins and I will name it as thumbnail, or whichever is convenient for us. New folder, we'll call it thumb. So inside thumb folder we need a PHP file. Let's name it same as our folder name. It's recommended but it's not necessary. And it's going to be PHP file. We need to give information saying that it's close, that who created this plugin, what is this plugin for, name of the plugin with PHP comment. So the name of the plugin we can modify it over here. This is author. This is enough to make your plugin viewable on this particular page. So you see thumb, if I activate it, nothing will happen. So what we need to override. So as I said, first we are going to call the required CSS and JS to run the Swiper.js. Let's do that. I've already seen in my plugin development series, WP-enqueue script is responsible for loading CSS and JS. So this is a handle name, you don't have to worry about it, but this CDN is required, and this is dependency. Dependency is nothing but we are saying that this CSS file is independent of the other file. There are some files that you want to override. In that case, you will give the dependency. Now we don't need. So this is the version number for cache bursting. You don't have to worry about it. Again, this doesn't have any dependency. If inside this file there is jQuery written, so you need to include the jQuery file here. So that means once your jQuery file will load, then your CDN will load. So now it's written in JS, we don't have to worry about it. Now we have to deactivate the old Flexslider. So we are going to say we don't want Flexslider in this section, sorry, in this WooCommerce installation. And we are saying after theme setup, remove the theme setup. We don't want WooCommerce Flexslider. We don't want WooCommerce Flexslider, that's what it's deactivated. But we need lightbox and we need zoom. So when I hover, the zoom should happen. That's why it's written. Now we need to say I'm overriding product thumbnail.php at a particular location. What location it is? Let's create a new folder and call it as WooCommerce. WooCommerce. Inside WooCommerce, we need one more folder, which is single-product. Inside single product, we need our overriding file. So here overriding file is inside WooCommerce templates. Inside templates we have a single product. Inside single product you'll find product thumbnail. We just have to override it into our folder. So it's inside WooCommerce. Place it inside this. Now open it. Now we don't need these. We just need to understand. We just need the attachment IDs. So let's create it from scratch. We are saying I need all the products. So calling global product, and with the help of global product, I need all the gallery IDs. I'm storing it in the form of attachment IDs. Now we have an array that holds all the gallery images. Now we have to create an HTML with the help of Swiper.js. The way Swiper.js wants, we have to add it. So whenever you add any slider, there is a way which the JS wants your Swiper. In other word, I can simply put it this way: there should be a template type of HTML. So this is template type of HTML. There should be a parent which has this class. There should be the before and after, previous and next button. So this is easy for the JS to understand how your HTML is written. So based on that, the jQuery would be the JS will run. So as we have added the CDN, you can see we have added the CDN. So based on the styling and based on when I click on this previous and next button with the class, those CSS and JS needs selector. So selector is nothing but classes or IDs. So we have to properly use the same classes and IDs that is used by their CDNs, CSS and JS. That's why this template form is required. Or else we can simply just add UL and LI, and inside LI you can have just images, but it won't work. To make this work, we have to follow this template HTML. So all the Swiper.js images are inside one div. This div is called Swiper slide. So there will be multiple Swiper slide. That's why it's inside for each loop. For every image, we have one Swiper slide, and inside Swiper slide, we are just defining the image. That's it. And we get this attachment as we see from the get gallery image ID. So this is how it works. Now it would work, but there is one more thing we need to customize. The customize part is still reviving. When I say customize, it's configuring the slider, Swiper.js. How are we going to configure? So for that we need to add we need to initialize our Swiper.js and then configure it. So we need to get into main plugin file, and whenever this plugin is active, I want to add a custom JS on a footer of every page. What I'm doing is simply on every footer, so I'm targeting WP footer, include this JS. So which is I am initialize when the document is loaded, initialize the Swiper.js with this. I want 5 per slide, and this is the space, we don't have to worry about it. But this code is required whenever I click on a thumbnail image. I want the main image to change with the image that I have clicked on. So this code is required. So this means whenever I click on a thumbnail, this thumbnail image URL gets as an source image SRC of this main image. So that's what this function does. Once this is done, this would be attached to the WP footer, which is on all WP pages. WP footer function would be there, and this script will get appended. Now since we have configured, now if I refresh this, this is how it looks when your plugin is not running. This is how it looks when your plugin is not running, which is Flexslider. But let's enable our plugin and look for the Swiper to work. So if I refresh, now our plugin is active with our Swiper.js. There is one simple thing we didn't say, that where our product thumbnail is. When we activate, we want to say don't load product thumbnail from core library, instead load from my folder. So for that we have a WordPress hook, WooCommerce locate template, and I'm saying go for my folder if there is any core file requirement, and if you find it, load my file instead of WooCommerce. So let's see. So now it works. So there is some CSS which you can give here. Let me just give it, and I have added it over here. Now if you see, you will see the navigation button with little CSS. Now if I click it, the JS will also work. You see, on whichever image I click, the image shows up because of the JS that we have added. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.